And we are back with your Purple Pants podcast coverage of Amazing Race season 34. And if we're talking Amazing Race, then of course I have to have my partner in crime, the winner of Amazing Race season 29, Brooke High. And Brooke and I are over the moon excited that we get to talk with Glenda and Lumumba. Welcome to the Purple Pants podcast.
Thank you so much.
We're so I've been looking forward to this one. I'm so thrilled y'all are here. This is so great.
I was telling my wife because I heard your last podcast, and kind of the rundown, and I said, "Oh my goodness!" I said they may actually like us.
You guys, so this is like just a love fest. Like I'm looking forward to this moment. Your energy, your happiness, your love for each other. Like I am just. I'm like very into, like probably unhealthy into you too.
We
but not in like a creepy way. Please don't think I'm creepy.
No,
that's not creepy.
No, you're a legend. You won.
Definitely, right? Everybody's trying to be like you.
Exactly. Everybody's trying to be like Brooke and Scott, yes. And we're just like, you know what? If we could just get a little bit of that, a little bit of that sauce, then we'd be all right.
We love it. We're asking the hard questions here.
Okay.
If Boom Boom happened to be a girl, what would Boom Boom's nickname be? Would it still be Boom Boom?
Oh my goodness.
You have to answer that one. You have to answer because
we'll have to give her a nickname.
Yeah.
We'll have to give her a nickname because Boom Boom is definitely it's a play on Lumumba. Yeah. You want to share how you got your name?
Okay, yeah. So my name. Listen, I also heard you guys struggling with my name.
Sorry. We've been told how I sorry.
No, it's totally fine now. My name is Lumumba. So you were right when you're like, hey, let's just call him Lou. So so Lumumba is my name, and I was named after the president of the Congo. My whole family, my brothers, we have names of African presidents. And so my name is Patrice Hindelo Lumumba Roberts. So I go by Lumumba for short.
I love that Lumumba is short. That's the nickname.
Yeah.
I mean, your parents really gave you a lot to live up to. That's legit. We're all named after presidents. Like, okay.
Yeah. So when it comes to Boom Boom, right? Now, mind you, it's a little bit different because I think I wanted a girl, Glenda wanted a boy. And
for the first child.
We're talking about the first child. We both want both. That's that magic too, right?
Yes.
The boy and the girl. And so like we're speaking that this is going to be a boy. And so like all Glenda, she refuses to let me talk anything about a girl first. So and I believe it. We're like locked in. We're like, okay, it's gonna be a boy. And then she comes up out of the blue with his nickname. Because with Boom Boom and because he's gonna be Patrice Lumumba II. So
yes.
I like it. So okay, I'm gonna turn to the race a little bit. What would you two say was the hardest part about the race for both of you? Now, I root for I did the race in my late 30s, so I root for mid 30s. I root for the 30 somethings, 40 somethings and up because people with a little more life experience and life wisdom. Did you think that the hardest part was the constant going? Was it being around each other all the time? Was it the physicality? What was the hardest part of the race for you both?
It was probably different for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess I'll just go. So for me, the toughest part was really like both of us are in our 40s. You mentioned that when we got married, we've had a lot of life that we've lived. So you're literally seeing our relationship develop on the show. And as scary as that sounds, we both signed up for it. Mm-hmm. Like, it was just like, hey, they're going to see, who we are. And so, you see our personalities, and both of us are very, we're very like, strong.
We're strong. We're passionate.
Yeah.
We're not shy. Definitely.
No, not at all. No.
We both have a thought of what is the right way to do something. So communication for us was the hardest because we've only known each other 2.5 years total, and a year of the 2.5 years has been marriage for us. So we're still getting to know each other. Yeah. And the communication part, I think, for us, as you'll see, as you guys watch. That was a big
It's in
challenge.
development.
We saw a little bit of it. We saw, I don't do turn by turn directions. Okay. I hope it works out. I hope
you caught that. You caught that, right?
I hope it works out.
So can I explain that real quick? So I am the navigator. I'm in the back, right? I have the map, right? And Brooke probably understands. Okay, you got the person who drives, you got the person with the map. Like you guys, you get me, right? So she's driving, and I'm like, babe, you gotta trust me because I gotta be able to navigate. She's like, get turn by turn directions, and I'm like, you would write it. That's like writing Klingon for me. If somebody wrote turn by turn, I'm like, no, I'm an all spatial visual person. Like I get the map, I highlight from point A to point B. And so she was like, do the turn by turn. I'm like, I will not be able to. but at that point, I was like, babe, I've said this umpteen time. Like, that's good for you. It's not good for me. You kind of felt a little bit of that from now.
Glenda, I'm with you. When I turn left, like
exactly. Yes.
You know, Lumumba, I wasn't on your side for that, but I think I am now that you explained it. You know what? I don't know why you can't get both. That's fine, but whatever. I think I see where you're coming from, actually. Okay.
What was your family's reaction when you guys said we're going on the Amazing Race?
Oh my goodness. My family, my parents are older. They're just so happy. They didn't really understand everything, but they are like, we're happy, we're proud. I think my cousins were really excited. The Amazing Race my family's a really big fan of the Amazing Race, so they were really excited for us. They can't believe that they have somebody that they know on TV every week to root for. So it's fun.
That right there. like I don't know, about. I mean, because I know when you guys got on, everybody around you is probably like, "Oh my God, I know somebody on TV," and you're kind of like, it happened, and it so it's exciting in the moment. But then when you get back, you're like, oh, like they're going to see like kind of us, how we used to see people on television. And so that was like the biggest thing. I'm like, nah, I'm just, Lumumba. And Glenda was like, but like, I think she got like one of the first people came up to her today or something like that.
I said, you're on the Amazing Race. I was like, oh my God.
But it's kind of cool, right? Like it's kind
of
fun.
It is cool. It's cool.
It'll keep happening. So what is there one like thing you didn't know about each other? Because your relationship, it's new, the marriage thing. What's the most like annoying thing you learned about each other? The annoying trait that the other one had that you didn't know? Is the honeymoon over? That's what
I'm mad at you about that question.
Oh my goodness. At a rate. Listen, I've been single for a very long time. I got married at 41. So I'm used to being in control and making decisions and doing things my way. Woo. So my husband, I had to get used to being a partner, and I think you'll see the challenges with that as we go along. I think I'm just used to being taking charge.
Okay, so my wife is a very I mean, I can't. They don't do her justice really, because she's an executive and she runs regions in the country, and so she's used to giving orders. Like let's just make that clear. She's used to giving orders, things getting done, and like moving on, right? And so I'm a teacher, right? Now, I love my job, but I'm more like hey everybody, let's dance, let's just, so I'm good at like leading and managing, but I'm sitting here like, okay, I guess I had to adjust to being like, you know what, this isn't my classroom. I'm not in charge. So, yeah.
What was like some of the processes when you guys got to different challenges? Who would do what? Was it like, I'm good at this, or I don't know how to do this, so maybe can you do it? Or again,
it might have just been whatever Glenda said. That's what I'm saying.
We talked about so this past week was the yodeling and dancing. Yeah. So he knew I wanted to do anything with dancing. I wanted to do it. So he knew that was something that we were going to do. Yeah. And he trusted me with that, and it worked out.
Yeah, honestly, and I'm scatterbrained. I'm all over the place, right? This is the most decisive person you will ever meet. It doesn't matter if it's left, if it's right, if it's forward, if it's back. this is the choice we're making, and we're going with it,
whether it's right or not.
So the whole time. Now, listen, I'm a creative. Like I create. So I'm sitting here like, babe, should we do this? Should we do that? Should we do that? She's like, we're gonna do this.
It definitely has analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
Which you cannot have on
cannot.
The Amazing Race.
Yeah. But it was also part of our strategy too.
Yes.
Like how we chose. Yeah.
Yes.
And then a quick question for you, Lou. Are you a runner of any type? Like, do you like? So I only ask that because I always look at the sneakers, and last season Ryan had on Hokas, and this season I was like, does Lou got on my Hokas? And I was like, only real runners really know.
You noticed that.
He did. He
Listen,
that.
I think, I don't know if it was all this time we spent during COVID. So we had like a lot of time to just really focus on getting everything like we thought would be just perfect for the show. And so one of those was like, getting our feet checked out and seeing which, like we went there. Yeah. So, I was a runner back in, like, listen, if I start, we're in our 40s. So everything I did was 20 plus years ago. So
a generation ago.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a runner, and those, and man, I mean, those shoes those were nice.
We didn't have any problems.
Yeah.
Hokas are the best. So I peeped that. I said,
I'm
okay, they my people.
I like that. I hear that you guys put in the work. Like, that's good. So we didn't just half-ass it. We put in all of the work on the chance that. Is there anything that you wish that you had done more? Anything that you wish you'd either studied more or practiced more before you went on the race?
No, not for me. I think we went on there, like, we did everything we could from, what did we do?
Kayaking,
swimming, rock climbing,
stick shift driving,
puzzles,
orienteering, land navigation, weightlifting, like you name it, we did puzzles. Right?
So no, I think we went in pretty confident.
Yeah.
I don't know a single other team that ever says no. I hope you guys now take it. Like, you could not have been more prepared. It sounds like most prepared.
I don't even think we probably weren't even the most prepared.
No, we might not have been. I don't know.
No, the other teams came with their A game.
Yeah. We just felt pretty good about what our preparation.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think because we were kind of older, we're like, hey, it is what it is.
How big was your faith in your preparation and going on into the Amazing Race?
It was kind of different, I think, between the two of us, right?
Go ahead.
Like, so that was a good question. Like,
very good question.
So like one of the scriptures that we were using was like, is Psalm 16:33. And what it says is like, we throw the dice, but God determines the outcome, right? And so I'm like, you know what, babe, we just gonna throw the dice. Whatever it is, we prepared. Let's just have a good time, right?
Yeah.
So that was my perspective.
You know what? Yeah, it was his perspective. I'm very competitive, so
she's like me. She's like,
so even though
we throw the dice and we'll turn them. Like, I hear you.
Yeah, it's like, at the end of the day, you only have so much control. There's a lot of like chance and stuff with the Amazing Race, but I'm so competitive. I tried to control it. I'm like, I'm going here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. So I think for me it was a combination of what you said, but also there's a level of competency too that's coming into play. So kind of the balance of faith and actual works.
Yeah, exactly.
So we heard a little bit from some other teams, Lumumba, that you were sort of like the sage, the person that people listen to for either advice or wise words on a long ride, perhaps. Do you have any advice for someone who is thinking of applying, or whether they're, a little bit more to the middle of their life and they think, I can't do this anymore? Or what advice would you give someone who's looking to be on the show? And this is for both of you. I just heard a lot that you were good at giving the advice to the people on the race.
Yeah, that's very true.
Wow, I gotta figure out who's doing your investigating. You got some birds all over the place, right? Some little birds.
You guys are good.
I know, right? Like, but to be honest, it was just, if there's something that's on the inside of you, it's there for a reason. Like, at the end of the day, it's there for a reason, and you just have to, you have to maintain your faith about it. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter like how you look. It doesn't matter your ability level. I mean, there are things that you're going to have to do, but I think too many times people kind of see things as like being far off on a hill in a castle in a fairy tale, when if one person can do it, anybody can do it. And you just have to maintain your faith and not let anybody or anything snatch that away from you. So,
I mean, come on. It's like uplifting this conversation.
I mean, look, I can talk. Did you guys see this woman yodel? I'm sorry.
Damn, I was gonna ask you to yodel us out. I mean,
my goodness.
I won't if you don't want. You nailed it. Like I relate so much to you because you got in the car and you're like, we're here, we got just the joy, but also just the drive you could see in your eyes. Like I am a fan and rooting for. I just like your whole attitude about it.
Thank you. I'm telling you, when we stepped into the race and I saw people who were old enough to be my children, I was like, what am I doing? The reality hit. I needed that reinforcement. Like, listen, yes, you are a competitor. You guys are here. Let's bring it. Come on. You know, you're going to run as best you can. But you're here. And, you know. Yeah.
When you got to see the other couples and realizing that you guys were the only Black married couple on this season, was there anything that you really wanted to show America in your marriage?
Well, definitely, because again, we have a 7-inch height difference. So that's different. You normally don't see that, especially on The Amazing Race. And being older, I think we definitely want to show that we're so in love. We've made mistakes in our past relationships. Lumumba's been married before, and Lord knows, in being 41, first time, only time married, I've had a lot of time to kind of make mistakes. So I think we want to show how much we appreciate each other, how much we love each other, and we know that love comes from God. So that was the biggest thing, is just showing, just how good and how faithful God has been.
Yeah, and to have faith, you can't let go of things. I feel like, it's really easy to get discouraged, very easy.
Yes.
And it's so funny because I think in the last episode they may have caught me saying how discouragement was kind of creeping in. Because after you do something over and over and you fail over and over, I think it was on the dance or something like that, then it really was trying to come hey, you should slow down, you should get off focus. But I feel like that was really an opportunity to say, you know what, I don't care what things look like, we're just gonna keep going. And I think that if more of us had that I guess that belief in self, that thing there to just say, you know what, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Then we would actually see a lot of those things that are placed inside of our hearts come to pass.
Yeah. We definitely want people to believe in love again. Yeah. If you've been disappointed, we want you to have hope again. We wanted to show, that hope is real, love is real, and it's waiting for
love
you.
Is real.
That's really the biggest thing.
Yeah. And how important is it for you two to represent Black love on reality TV? I feel like a lot of times when we see relationships on reality TV, it's like the housewives, is this and that. And it's not we watch, but again, I just always think for me, representation is just so important. And I think just seeing and hearing your story, talking to Brooke and talking to other people, it really resonated with us. And there's just something about your energy that you two bring that, has my mom talking, my mom was like, your interview with them, so I definitely think that the Black love that you guys represent is just important, but just curious to know how important it was to you.
Well, go ahead. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, it's real. Everything you see is real.
Yes.
We're so beyond the whole being perfect phase of just phase. No. And I think we approached our relationship that way, a very practical and real way. And I think that a lot of people sensationalize love and dating, for the feels, and that's great. That's a part of it. But they let that trump all the practicality of what love is really about. When we approached this, I even before we got married, I told Glenda, I said, listen, whatever relationship we have before marriage, we're going to take that into our marriage. Yeah. So we didn't focus on getting married. We focused on developing ourselves as in our relationship, because marriage is a relationship. It's not just a contract, So I work on developing my relationship with my wife. We're very intentional about that.
Yes.
And I feel like if people really look back and we're like, is our relationship really good? Then they realize they really don't want to marry that person. Or if they see they have a good relationship, they may put a little bit more energy into it, and they might find a little bit, get a little bit more out of the relationships.
Yeah.
I can't stop smiling. You can feel, like when you were talking about the dancing and how you felt the discouragement creeping in a little bit, I actually made note of it when I watched the show. I remember you like recentering yourself for a second and just looking, I was going to say looking up. I didn't mean it like that. And just saying, I love you. I love you. I love you. And just a moment between the two of you, just telling each other you loved each other before you nailed the dance. Like it was just, I feel like you stepped out of it for a second. It didn't matter that you were racing. It didn't matter what was happening. Not for too long, because I don't know that Glenda would have allowed that, which is good, smart. But you could just, it was a moment outside where you could just see the two of you, how just the love is real. And it makes me, I can't stop smiling. You two are just, it's happiness. I love it so much. My last question for you, is there one racer or one team that you would most likely or most like to go out with for a beer, a coffee, whatever, a meal outside the race? Who's
oh my god, who's
your favorite?
Answer that. I know what I would say. Listen, you have all of them. Like they're so inspirational. Like you guys, you've heard like some of their stories. I mean, like you have a tank commander and an Air Force pilot that are brothers who don't get to see each other but once a year. You got, Emily and Molly. We got Tim and Rex. I mean, who wouldn't want to go out for a beer with a that would be the most exciting. I like that would. And then you have like everybody else. I mean, it's for me. The way I am, I'm like everybody. Come on, like
I sort of knew he was gonna say I love everybody. I knew
that's real. That's real. Happen. That's not play.
No, I believe it.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, it's true. I agree.
Because I talk to them all the time. Everybody. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I guess our last question is, outside of The Amazing Race, we want to know, what TV shows are you guys watching? Like, what is couple night TV show? Are we House of Dragons? Where we at? We Housewives? Like, what? Like, we're just curious. We want to.
Oh my goodness, Housewives is my guilty pleasure. Okay. I'm in Atlanta.
Are we Potomac?
I love the Housewives franchise.
Okay.
We're in the A. And listen, let me tell you,
and 90 Day Fiance on,
90 Day
Fiance.
I'm the one who was like, man, babe, what you watching? Get that off the phone. Like, get that off. And then all of a sudden I'm like, what you watching? And next thing you know, I'm coming home like, babe, hey, 90 Day Fiance, hey, check out what such and such and such. Like, we know him by name. I'm like, that woman's still with that dude. That dude's still, he really a scam artist, but
you're two are a perfect couple. I'm in love with this. I can't. It's amazing.
We love this.
I would like to go out with Brooke and Brice.
Listen,
hell yeah!
You talking about beers? Like, come on.
My goodness.
It would be so fun.
Listen.
We'll let you know.
Well, I don't know if you won or not, but I will say first round's on me. So either come up to New York. I love Atlanta, Bryce. We could go down to Atlanta.
We can go down to Atlanta. We'll be out.
Okay.
We'll be in the A. Yes. But this has truly been such a treat to watch and speak with you guys. So thank you so much for the opportunity. We will continue to be supporting and rooting for you guys. And this has been, we out here. And this has been our Purple Pants podcast coverage of season 34.
Woo! Hashtag newlywed.
Let's do this.
It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants podcast. You better get your headphones and listen up quick. Woo. It's the Purple Pants podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh.